DESIblitz.com.
Hi, this is Mehwish Hayat and you're watching me on DESIblitz.com.
Hi, this is Vasay Chaudhry and you're watching me on DESIblitz.com.
It's going well so far. I've been to London many times and I would never actually go to any other places, never get the time or the opportunity to do so. And here I am in Birmingham. By the looks of it, it looks really amazing. I like it. I've heard the food is amazing. So we're going to be trying that out tonight. So far, so good. So when Nadeem called me for this script, for this story, he didn't ask. He told me that, okay, we need your dates. He didn't ask for my dates. He literally... But when I heard the story, when he narrated it to me, I felt like this is something that I wanted to do. It's totally different from Punjab Nahi Jaungi's Amal, as well as any other character that I played previously. A very strong-headed girl who is basically on a mission, which I cannot really reveal right now because then you'll know the whole story. So my role is of Zara, this girl who's from London, and what is she doing in Pakistan? Why is she there? Those are the questions that will be answered once you watch the movie. What about you, Vasay?
Yeah, actually, Nadeem, because Nadeem and Humayun and that's the team that I usually work with. So I was also just told that I'm going to, because last time when Punjab Nahi Jaungi was being made, I was supposed to act in that one, but I couldn't at that time. So when this one came up, he said that you have to act, and I didn't actually even argue for once. I was like, okay, I'll just do it. Yeah, it was simply that. No, it was the same process for me because the writer of the film, he's very good. So you see, you have to, because mine is a kind of a extended guest appearance. Her, of course, is a lead, so she had a whole different process of approaching her character. But mine was in that zone, and being a writer myself, you have to understand that how your character is placed in a certain story. So for me, understanding that placement was very important. That if I understand that, and then I act accordingly, that how it's going to show up in the eventual film. In her case, I'm sure it must have taken a lot more work because she is there throughout the film.
So in my case, me and Nadeem would sit down and have these extensive reading sessions, and then also the struggle or the challenge was to actually make me look different than how I looked as Amal in the previous film. Although there's a huge gap of 5 years, but still we wanted to get the character appearance also different than the previous one. And also Zara is totally a different character from Amal. And for that, we prepared. We had our reading sessions, and then also the more I get to know about her, the more I understand why is she doing whatever that she's doing, what is the whole idea behind it, what's the thought process behind it, what is she wanting from this whole situation. And I think as an artist, now we are pretty used to getting into the skin of the characters. It naturally comes to us now after having worked for so many years. It becomes more of an exercise, more of a practice that is easily achievable, although it doesn't mean that we don't have to work hard. I think with every project, with every character, we have to work a little harder. We have to go a bit more into it, so that because the expectations are much higher with every project, the nuances, getting those right is always the challenge. So yes, we worked a lot before the movie was being shot as homework, and then when we were on set, there are tiny things that Nadeem would obviously, as a director and as the captain of the ship, he guides us throughout. And being a director's actor, it's very important for me to have the right kind of guidance, and then once that is there, I am just a pro, if I say so myself. It was completely different. I try to forget about what I've done before, and I try to bring freshness to the new one. And also, it's always like being a beginner. It's like an amateur. It's like my first day on set every time I'm doing any project. So I try not to compare or draw comparison where what I've done in the past. It's all about today and here and now. And when that is in question, I try to give my best. As Humayun said once, that when we started shooting the movie, it was 2.5 years ago. And when we resumed our shoot after 2.5 years, I think we all improved as actors, because with every day, with each day, you grow, you evolve, you learn, you absorb from your surroundings. So I think it's always trying our best whenever we're doing anything as actors. What was refreshing was the fact that the women in the movie are all very strong and empowered women. And Khalil Rahman Qamar has done a wonderful job with getting all those nuances and getting all those emotions right when it comes to women. We're so used to seeing women being dominated or subjugated, or women being shown in, they're always living in the shadows of the other person or somebody else. This one's totally different. These women are driven. These women know what they want from their lives, and they're very strong women. I mean, watching this movie, obviously it's an entertainer. Obviously, you will be laughing throughout the movie. But at the same time, we are hitting those notes and chords which would really, really resonate with people. And women will feel, because a lot of women, a lot of young girls look up to us, look up to me, look up to Sabah Hamid, Kubra. And I think we were able to give them something much stronger as compared to what has been done before. And I think that's truly inspirational.
These women are so empowered otherwise as well when they're around me, that it didn't really, seem different to me while they were acting or they were not acting. They're always empowered. No, there is stuff happening. There's stuff happening on both the sides, or South Asian is basically primarily Indian and Pakistani. So I think that empowered stuff is happening in India as well and in Pakistan as well. As she said, this is a mainstream. This is a film from one of the biggest, production houses of Pakistani cinema, and they are making such films. On the other hand, in India, you've got all these films and all these new breed of actresses. Like, I was just seeing Tapsi Pannu is around, and she has been doing so many phenomenal empowered roles for women. So I think there's stuff happening on both the sides of the borders, and I think successful stuff. I had to fight cold. It was very, very cold, and I was literally shivering in a couple of scenes, but we got to do what we got to do. So that, for me, that was the biggest challenge.
For me, I think the biggest challenge was waiting for 2.5 years for us to complete this project. And for any artist, it's always being able to watch the end result on the big screen, having people, watch the final product that we've worked so hard for. And this was the first time for all of us that we had shot the half of the film, and the remaining was actually, we had no clue what to do. When is it going to happen? When is it going to be in the cinemas, for people to watch? So I think that was the biggest challenge. Apart from that, yes, we were all in a very cold weather shooting, which doesn't really show on screen or on our faces, but we have to. People would be like, oh, so what? Being cold. Oh my God. Oh wow. But it's actually very difficult when you have to stay in your character and you are feeling you're shivering and all. But yeah, those are the two challenges I would say that we faced, literally. That we're able to bring it to the people, and now people can actually witness what we've been working so hard for.
Well, I'm waiting for the biggest reward, which is that if the people are going to like the film, that is going to be the biggest reward. Yeah. If they have to like the film, record broken or not, of course you hope that it breaks the record, but otherwise, just, people liking the film is the biggest reward.
Felt like a dream come true for me. The funny thing was, I picked up the comic book like way back when I was in the US. It was actually, somebody recommended it to me and I picked it up. And I was like, wow, for the first time there's a brown Muslim superhero there that I can relate to. Then when the series were announced, I actually made a tweet about it. When Iman was casted, I actually wrote a tweet about it. Little did I know that I'd actually be a part of those series. And it just happened, I probably manifested it. But at the same time, it was so heartwarming, it's overwhelming, and it's literally like a dream for me to be able to do something which I've always been speaking about. Like on so many international platforms, I've been talking about the misrepresentation of Muslims and Pakistanis, and how in the West and in Bollywood we've been shown as baddies, as villains, as terrorists, which none of us would ever relate to, because that's not true. So I always asked for a fair portrayal, a balanced portrayal, if not a positive portrayal. And I think Miss Marvel is the answer to all our prayers. And finally it's happening that we have a Muslim, Pakistani, brown superhero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think it's a huge leap. It's a huge, giant step. And I think this is first of many. And I think this is the right kind of beginning that we all needed. So I'm very, very happy, very proud to be part of it. And this is only a beginning for us as Pakistani artists, and for the world to actually witness us and see how normal we are, how we're just like, how our struggles and how our life and how our challenges are all the same. It's just, there needs to be this understanding and this meeting of minds and this balance and these bridges that need to be built. And I think that's what's happening with this show, and I'm very, very happy.